Before we get into the video, I have to ask you a question. Are you a woman above the age of 40 that's struggling to lose weight? You want to get off medications? You want to develop more confidence? Well, you can click the link in the description box to gain access to my website, where you can get into contact with me, or you can also contact me via email and Instagram. Me and my team of certified professionals will create you a plan that you can follow from the comfort of your own home. How convenient is that? And I guarantee you results, because we will provide you with all the necessary tools that will make improving your health easy and effortless. So if you're interested, reach out to me and I look forward to working with you. Hello guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'll be discussing hip flexors. I'll also be discussing how having tight hip flexors can negatively affect your body. And I'll provide you with a few stretches that will open up or loosen your hip flexors. Okay, let's get into the video. So hip flexors are muscles located at the front of the hip. These muscles flex the hip joint, allowing you to do things like lift your thigh towards your torso or bend down. Now, there are many different muscle groups that are attached and interconnected to your hip flexors, but the four muscle groups that make up your hip flexors are the iliopsoas, the sartorius, the rectus femoris, and the tensor fascia latae. The iliopsoas muscle consists of the psoas minor, psoas major, and the iliacus. These three muscles merge together at the head of the femur. The rectus femoris is a part of the quadriceps, or your thigh. The rectus femoris assists in flexion of the knee as well as extension of the knee. The sartorius muscle is the longest muscle in the body, and it aids in flexion of the hip, abduction of the hip, and it allows for the lateral rotation of the hip. The tensor fascia latae also assists in flexion, abduction, and internal rotation. Having tight hip flexors negatively affect the body in many different ways. One way tight hip flexors negatively affect the body is by causing postural issues. Having tight hip flexors can pull your pelvis forward, causing something called a anterior pelvic tilt, causing your lower back to arch, which can contribute to a hunched upper body. Tight hip flexors also reduce mobility and range of motion. Limited hip extension and flexion makes movements like running, lunging, jumping difficult or awkward. It also causes other muscles to overcompensate, which will inevitably lead to injury. Having tight hip flexors also causes lower back pain. Tight hip flexors pull on the lower part of the spine, increasing the curvature of the lumbar segment of the spine, which inevitably strains the muscles in your lower back. Having tight hip flexors will inevitably cause pain or discomfort. You will experience tightness, stiffness, or pain either in your lower back, your thigh, your hip, or your groin. If you want to improve the mobility of your hip flexors and loosen them up, I recommend doing a few stretches. You have the kneeling hip flexor extension, you have the pigeon pose, you have the bridge pose, the standing quad stretch, and the frog stretch. These stretches will effectively improve your hip flexors, or the mobility of your hip flexors. Now, I recommend doing these stretches daily to get your desired results. All right, guys, that concludes the video. Guys, I can't stress how vital it is for you to improve the mobility of your hip flexors. Most of the movements that we do every day involve our hip flexors, and having tight hip flexors can definitely lead to pain and discomfort, especially at an older age. But if you're interested in a step-by-step plan that will guarantee you improve the mobility of your hip flexors or your overall mobility, please reach out to me via Instagram, email, or by clicking the link in the description box.